as you said, you are bullish oil and gas. You think they are going to be still here for decades, and you've always been really vocal about uranium. I was 3 weeks ago. I was in the ADIPEC conference, the big ADIPEC conference in Abu Dhabi, and there was a meetings of every Minister of Energy. They only talk green hydrogen, solar, and wind. That was the three hot topics, and no one in the main stage talk about nuclear energy and uranium. So I had to ask. I always was raising my hand, saying, "And what about nuclear power? What about uranium? Do you think that in the future this is going to be a hot trend?"
Of course I do. People are concerned globally about carbon and other forms of particulate pollution. The most efficient form of baseload power generation in the world that doesn't generate particulate pollution and carbon is nuclear. I understand that noted physicist Greta Thunberg doesn't think that the world needs nuclear, but in that circumstance, she's wrong. And I think that the technical debate is over. The political debate is still ongoing, of course, but we are seeing countries around the world, including notably the Emirates, that when you get away from their public pronouncement, have understood that if they build nuclear power plants, that they can ship and sell the natural gas that they're currently burning to generate power for much more than the utility that they receive for that power. In other words, if they can substitute nuclear power for natural gas-fired power, they pay out those plants in a whale of a hurry. So I think irrespective of what the World Economic Forum and the big thinkers in government think, voters and ratepayers around the world, when they walk into a room and want the lights to go on, if they want it to go on without increased levels of particulate pollution, they'll become pro-nuclear. Look at the experience that Germany has had de-emphasizing their nuclear fleet. Power costs, I mean, through most of Europe, but led by Germany, to the consumer are now up 500%. Even while power has become more intermittent. And Germany has made up the gap in nuclear by burning more coal, including very, very, very low quality, high sulfur, high ash coal. They've had to do it to keep their population warm. At the same time, they've had to import more power, ironically, much of it from France, nuclear power. So I think irrespective of what the pandering big thinkers want or believe, that the practical import of the need for more power and less particulate pollution means you'll see more nuclear. In the People's Republic of China, the government has said that airborne particulate pollution from burning oil and burning coal and from transportation fuel kills 500,000 Chinese people a year. They see it as a public health challenge, and they have said publicly that the way around that public health challenge is more nuclear power.
Yeah, you've always said that a big trend was going to be the Japanese restart of the nuclear fleet, but China, they announced, I think, I don't recall the number, but they want to build 150 reactors. This is going to be a really huge demand going forward in a market that is really tight in that deficit with low inventories. So let's see what happens.
China will be the story 10 years from now and 15 years from now.
Yep.
Japan will be the story next year and the year after. The Chinese need to build plants. The Japanese merely need to flip the switch on plants that already exist.
Yeah, that's great.